Hello everybody, Shadow SP here, and we are back playing more Yggdra. So let's go ahead and get right into it, because we've got some stuff to do here on Battlefield 2, Jaws of the Wolf. Milanor and his men were able to drive off the invaders who attacked their fort. In the process, they saved the ousted Princess Yggdra from the Imperial army, ensuring that from then on, their steps would be constantly hounded by Imperial forces. Milanor left the burnt husk of a fort and headed with Yggdra to the Orlando Plains, where the Royal Cavalry supposedly waited. At the Jaws of the Wolf, connecting Norn Valley and the Orlando Plains, mercenaries working for the Empire lay in wait for Milanor's gang of thieves. Alright, let's get to it. We find ourselves behind a big rock. So, your main force is at the Orlando Plains? Yes, we tried using them as decoys to cover my escape. But it seems the Imperial army saw through our ruse. So, they took out your guards and left you defenseless? You do stand out. I doubt they were fooled for a minute. I see. Well, meeting up with the main army will help. It'll be faster if we take the Jaws of the Wolf. Jaws of the Wolf? It's a tough route. Not many people go through there. That's why they won't be expecting us to do it. Yeah, okay. Sure. Alright, so we got a few dudes here. Mercenary. Commander, there's a force coming our way. What? Oh, it's just the thieves we ran into yesterday. We're after a noblewoman and her troops. Not those dirty vagabonds. Forget them. You want another ass whooping like yesterday? But the ones following our girl were beaten by thieves. Maybe they kidnapped the princess for the reward? Fine then. I'm still sore from last time, but I guess we gotta do it. Alright, let's introduce ourselves. Don't let him get away. So we are here, our victory condition, defeat Inzaghi. So now we can see we have Milanor and Yggdra. Milanor's level 3, Yggdra's level 1. Important. Actually, let's... No, we'll talk about stats later. We don't need to talk about stats yet. So we got 3 new cards after last battle. The Banish card, the Sanctuary card, the Revolution card. Those are the 3 in addition to our 5 that we originally had. So one of the nice things about the card select screen is it shows the total amount of move that all of your cards together have, which can be important because, you know, you can only move with these cards, these 7 cards that we picked, we can only move a total of 55 squares. It's not a ton. That's why we gotta be tactical about where we put ourselves. Alright, so we are Team Milanor right now. Agree. Oh, it's 8 cards, not 7. I can't count. Alright, so if we hit the L button, we can see the win condition. If we hit the R button, we can see a map preview. So we can see the location, what it looks like in general, some talking about where this place is. We can see the geography, which is what kind of tiles the map has. You can see the units, which includes which army the enemies are part of. And formations is something we can talk about later. It's not important right now. Alright. Behind a big rock. Flunky. Boss, it's the enemy! The Imperial flag. How'd they get here first? Those men, they're not of the regular army. They must be mercenaries working for Bronchia. Mercenaries? Think it's the same ones we met yesterday? You'd think they'd have learned by now. Yeah, so before the game started, apparently Milanor and this mercenary band bumped heads. Alright, let's thrash these guys and go on through. Huh? They're not paid enough to die for Bronchia. You'll see. Is that the way of things? It is, yeah. Fair enough. Either way, we have to get through here. Yep, ellipses, yep. Which means a fight, whether they like it or not. Let's go. Alright. So, let's see. Let's go ahead and lead with, I'll say... Hold on, let's check the field. We'll be able to kind of look at the enemies here. So we got very low morale values overall. Alright, we should actually talk about one stat, right? So, something that is important when we see this, we can see Inzaghi has a leather hat. I would like that leather hat. So, how do I get the leather hat? In this part of the game, where we don't have access to skills, the way to get that leather hat is to defeat Inzaghi with a unit that has more or equal luck to Inzaghi. So, Inzaghi has 2 luck. Let's look at our units. Milanor has 3 luck. If we defeat Inzaghi with Milanor, we will get the leather hat. Yggdra has 1 luck. If we defeat Inzaghi with Yggdra, we will not get the leather hat. Now, you see a bunch of little stars in there. Those don't matter. Little stars don't affect your stats at all. Those are like experience toward your next big star. Big stars are the only parts of the stats that matter. Anyway, so we talked about MVP a little bit last time. Yggdra, if you look at like stat-wise, even if without knowing what the stats do, Yggdra has a lot less stats than Milanor. Yggdra's level 1, but even if she levels up twice, she won't have as good of stats as Milanor. So how do we fix this? There's a couple ways. One is MVP bonuses. So we're going to try to get an MVP for Yggdra. Now luckily, Yggdra has an easier time than usual on the first couple maps because she has the Silk Corset equipped, which blocks counters. So if she charges an enemy, she will take no damage from a counter, no matter what. I believe none of this other stuff actually matters right now. But it is all relevant later. So let's go ahead and pick a card. We're going to go ahead and pick Sanctuary. Move in Yggdra. Are you sure you can fight? Yeah, we got this. It's all good. Alright, so here we are. We are about to obtain the bar. The bar is pretty key for understanding how the game works. So yeah, if you hold right, you get more damage. If you hold left, you take less damage, but the bar fills up. The bar drains while you're holding right. Yeah, so you'll take less you will deal less damage while you're holding left, it'll change the battle forecast. You'll lower your effectiveness on the scale that it's got. Okay, so let's go ahead and have Yggdra charge this mercenary. We have no reason not to go aggressive. You'll notice that the BGM changes a little bit when you're going aggressive or passive. Now, something the game doesn't tell you is if you go passive then aggressive for the same amount, you will deal more damage than if you didn't go, than if you were just in neutral. It's not by a ton, but it's by a little bit, and it does matter. It's a little bit of nuance that is pretty important for maximizing gameplay, and Yggdra Union is, if anything, about maximizing your output from any game action you take. So, how do we get MVP? This tutorial and my tutorial are slightly different, so I'll cover mine first. MVP is obtained by calculating who dealt the most morale damage. It has nothing to do with defeating units or anything. So basically, if Yggdra defeats all of the flunkies, all of the randos on the battlefield, and then Milanor takes out Inzaghi, Yggdra should still get MVP. That's the idea, at least right now. Yeah, not right now. The gauge being full right now doesn't do anything. Alright, so I believe what we want to do is we can do a little tile hunting and just kind of hide back here so that Milanor doesn't get charged. The enemy's gauge. Yeah, the enemy has a gauge too. It's a little different than our gauge. Alright. Okay, so they don't charge at all, which is kind of bad. Alright, we need to kill this guy. He needs to get out of the way. So let's go ahead and do that. Now, as Yggdra is a sword unit versus an axe, she's going to do really well against this guy. So we don't get to really see what the bar does on the enemy side, because we beat him quick enough that it doesn't matter. Now we picked steel because we need to move a lot. We're trying to basically have Milanor go down and around and visit the southern half of the map. So basically, if you're gonna move somewhere, move one square at a time. Unless you really have a good reason to not. So Milanor comes down to the Thieves' Den. Who the hell are you? A Thieves' Den, huh? Milanor the Silver Wolf. I think I'll take this while I'm here. Move it. And we steal from the thieves. We get some fur. Yeah, good stuff. Alright. So let's go ahead and keep moving. Alright. Okay, let's go ahead and pick up, let's say, Revolution. Yggdra fights this guy. Well, that can happen. So, critical hits. When the critical hit happens, you defeat the enemy head. And that makes the fight way easier. And it can happen to you. So, you know. It also prevents a counterattack. Yeah, criticals are really bad to get hit with and really good to hit with. So, like, you know, it happens. It also increases the amount of damage you deal. You'll see we got a 10% bonus for critical hit in the last position for damage calculation. Well, you know, good job, Yggdra. Alright, so then I believe what we do is have Milanor come up here. Alright. Because we want to have Milanor fight Inzaghi. Ow, yeah. Alright. Go aggressive. So because we're basically evenly matched, we both have 2 attack. And our weapon types, like our neutral damage values are even. We should win this because we're dealing more average damage to the opponent. Alright, so we deal 50%, which leaves us with an enemy that is able to be defeated on the next turn, which is what we wanted. That's another one for me. Don't let it go to your head, punk. Big talk for someone I've just thrashed again. Alright, so what do we do here? We're going to go ahead and pick up... let's go... Banish? Yeah, we'll go Banish. Move Yggdra up, just so we can make use of the movement. Sorry, Princess, but you're coming with me. Touch me, and I shall strike you down. Ooh, scary. Sure your tiny arms can handle that sword? Alright. Let's finish him off. So we'll notice when we have a card with less movement, we start with more bar. That's an important thing to note. Alright. So we'll defeat Inzaghi here. And that'll get us our leather hat that we so desperately desired. Okay. Good stuff. And yeah, we didn't defeat the flunky, the axe fighter up in the north. Doesn't matter. Totally fine. We don't need to defeat every unit in the game. No ordinary thief. Still want to go at it? I'll remember this, punk. Just you wait. Or you just wait. Same thing. Alright, so we'll see we got our item drop. Alright, let's hurry onward. Okay. But it's not the end. You see, there is Creepy Knight. Damn Inzaghi, did he abandon his post again? Seems he was defeated by a pack of thieves. Ah, some mercenary. You can't trust outsiders. Well, guess we know what that means. It's time for Leon the Black Knight to get his hands dirty. So, new objective, get everyone past the jaws of the wolf. Which is why I had Yggdra move before we attacked. because now Yggdra is 1 square closer to our objective. This happens a decent amount, where you finish one objective and it updates with a new one. We do not want to fight these knights. That would be very bad for us. That's a big group. That's General Leon. Milanor, they're Imperial Knights. This is bad. There's way too many of them. Then what shall we do? Everyone, head for the jaws. Move it. Yeah, so it was possible, of course, that an enemy runs up and just hits Yggdra. That can happen. It doesn't usually. Because movement is shared, enemies tend to stay together. Alright, so we're going to pick Steel, just because it has the most movement. We can pick this up by standing on top of it. We don't need to, but we can. And we just kind of move everybody over here. So if we look at these knights, right, like they're relatively high level, level 5. This guy's level 7. You know, he's got an piece of equipment. The rest of these knights, they're all like decent. We could defeat them with Milanor theoretically, if we ended up clashing, because we were beating them in the weapon triangle, and Milanor's pretty strong. But the game doesn't want us to do it, so we're just gonna go ahead and leave. Let's get out of here. Right about here. Now! Sky above the jaws. Girl. Woo-ha! I got your back, Milanor. Huh? What? That should do it. Yeah, what in the... Sir Leon, the path has been blocked. Yeah, so, you know, causing rock slides. That's a thing. We can't follow them. Damn it, that rotten thief. Alright, so we got an Yggdra MVP. Jen is probably the worst stat to get the MVP bonus in, but that's okay. These things happen. It's kind of hard to get MVP bonuses for Yggdra. Yggdra will end up with good stats. It's an inevitability. Her luck is kind of bad. Her luck is like her worst stat by a lot. And we'll try to fix that. Alright. Let's view our spoils. There's nothing, because we already picked it up. We picked up that leather hat. And we get the Banshee's Cry card, which, you know, it's got some skills. 8 move, 1050 power. It's decent. We haven't really talked about cards yet in terms of like which cards are good and which cards aren't. We'll get there. It'll happen. That was a close one, huh? That woman, the one on the griffin. Is she an acquaintance of yours? Yeah, why? Come on, let's hurry and find your army. Yes, let us go. Let's go ahead and save up. Boom. Get a nice easy win. Next battlefield is West Orlando. So, without further ado then, this has been Shadow SP. Signing off. Thanks for watching. See you next time.